guys, and welcome back to the Diaspora channel. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. I hope you are all well. I'm Kai Gabiam, and I showcase Black-owned businesses on this platform. So if you're a business owner and you like to also join me here to share your products or services with us, please email me at the Diaspora channel at gmail.com. And if you're interested in joining the French or Ewe classes, feel free to email me as well or send me a message on Instagram, and I will be able to help you with that as well. So for those of you that are new to this platform, I interview brothers and sisters that have moved from the West to Africa, so they can share their experiences, what is it like living in Africa, and also what they are doing in order for us to support their businesses. Because at the end of the day, not only they are out there, to share their inspiring, journeys with us, but they are also creating jobs. So it's very, very important that we keep patronizing them, so they will be able as well to have like different branches, when it comes to the case of Judah right now, that I will be adding very soon, that will be sharing, his story with us. If the business is doing well in Ghana, I'm sure one day we're going to have Jackson in Togo, in Ivory Coast, and Kenya, and all over Africa, basically. So that's why promoting our businesses is the number one aim of this platform. And tonight, our guest is joining us from Accra, Ghana. His name is Judah Wood, and he is the owner of Jerk Soul. And Judah left, he recently moved to Ghana from the US, and he's here tonight to share what motivated him in the first place to move to Ghana. Tell us a little bit about, what is it like to be an entrepreneur in Ghana? And of course, I want to know more about Jack Soul. So next time when I'm in Ghana, when you are in Ghana, we can support this brother. So kindly share this live stream with family and friends, and let them come and hear this amazing story. And bonjour, bonsoir, j'espère que vous allez super bien. Moi, je suis Kai Gabiam et je mets en avant les business de nos frères et sœurs sur cette plateforme. C'est ce que je fais. Et puis, je fais des entretiens aussi avec ces entrepreneurs qui partagent non seulement leurs produits ou services, mais aussi leur parcours. Donc, ceux aussi qui ont quitté la diaspora ou l'Occident pour l'Afrique, eux aussi partagent leurs expériences avec nous. Et je suis sûre que en ce moment, nous savons l'importance de consommer local, de soutenir nos frères et sœurs qui ont des business, que ce soit ici dans la diaspora ou sur le continent. Donc, ce soir, nous recevons Judah Wood, et c'est un afro-descendant. Il a quitté les États-Unis récemment pour le Ghana, et il est le propriétaire de Jack Soul, un restaurant situé à Accra, oui, je crois bien, au Ghana, ouais. Donc, il est là ce soir pour partager son expérience avec nous en tant qu'entrepreneur, pourquoi il a choisi le Ghana, et aussi donner quelques conseils à ceux d'entre vous qui, un jour, bien sûr, vous aimeriez visiter le Ghana. Il nous donnera aussi quelques conseils en passant. Donc, vers la fin de ce live, je vais résumer les points clés de notre entretien. So, guys, kindly give this stream a thumbs up, share with family and friends, and subscribe. I'm going to bring our guest on now. Hi, Judah.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you. So nice to have you here with us tonight, and thanks for joining the show. I would love you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background, please.
A little bit about my background. Well, I am from the United States of America, more specifically Chicago, Illinois. I'm from the south side of Chicago, where I was born and raised. I've lived in, plenty other states and cities before, but I spent most of my time in Chicago. Um, I actually just made 46 years old about 2 weeks ago. And I'm still feeling young as ever. And, you know, I recently moved to West Africa, Ghana, more specifically. A year ago, I actually just had my 1 year anniversary just last week. So, very excited to meet you, very excited to be on the show. And I'm excited to share my experiences.
Great. By the way, you don't look like 46. So, they say one thing that we don't crack, so that is a fact.
That's right.
Yeah, Judah. So, I know you have some very, I would say a very, very inspiring story to share with us tonight.
Mhm.
But we're going to start first of all because, it's not easy to go to another continent completely and start a business, right? But
Yes.
you managed to do that, I'll say within a year, because you just said, share with us, it's been actually like a year when you moved down there. But my
Yeah.
very first question will be, what inspired you to move to Ghana?
What inspired me to move to Ghana is really my desire not to be in America, right? It started with that. Um, I've lived outside of America before, but so for instance, I'll just go back to 2017. So in 2017, I actually moved from Chicago, Illinois to the U.S. Virgin Islands. I went there with my girlfriend at the time. And, I really pretty much was just really excited about leaving the United States and just being in the Caribbean islands and just living a total different life. A life of peace, a life of, just not being in the rat race, what we call the rat race over in America, just which is just running around all day and night, just working, 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 working. And so I was pursuing a more easier life by moving there. And so not only that, I was also going to open up a small restaurant where many of the cruise ships come in. And so I made the move. I was really happy about that. I felt like it was a big weight lifted off of my shoulders by leaving the States. And everything was fine. Everything was beautiful. My girlfriend and I were on the verge of purchasing this space or renting out this space to use for our restaurant. And so some weeks had went by, and there was a major hurricane approaching the islands at this point. And so after a while, the hurricane hit the islands and really did a lot of damage to the island. A lot of the roofs got torn off of the houses. A lot of the people, the local individuals that lived there, many of them were out of electricity, out of water, out of gas, fuel, out of food. And so it was a really, really devastating situation to be in. And, while I'm familiar with extreme weather coming from Chicago, I had never been in a category 5 hurricane before. And so, after the hurricane was over, everyone started to come outside and everything and, you know, assess the amount of damage done to the island. So not only damage done to the homes, but also a lot of damage done to the infrastructure as far as the lights and so forth. And the airport was completely damaged. The roads were blocked because of the debris. And so I decided to, just like everyone else, just help the island rebuild and get back on its feet. And so, while we began to do that, another Category 5 hurricane began to approach. And, the island did not even have an opportunity to rebound before this other one came. And so at this point, a lot of America started to, pressure me to come back to the States. And I didn't want to do that initially or whatever, but, you know, I, after so many people, I just kind of took it as um, I don't know, as a sign, because there was so many people telling me to leave.
Right.
I just decided to go ahead and leave. And so the only thing that I was able to do, there were a couple other Americans on the island, and they
Mm.
were trying to get back to the States as well. And
Right.
so what they did was got into a small boat and floated over to Puerto Rico.
Oh,
Puerto Rico was the only island that still had an airport that was still operating. And so we were pretty much refugees, made it over to Puerto Rico. When I got to Puerto Rico,
mm.
the people there were really nervous. They were really nervous about the hurricane coming. They're used to hurricanes, but
Okay.
they knew that this was a Category 5, which is the strongest one that you can have. And
Right.
so once I got to Puerto Rico, I have a really good friend in St. Louis, Missouri, an individual that I wrote my first book with, I co-authored my first book with, which
Okay.
is Personal, Professional, and Positive, the 30-Day Challenge. You can find it on Amazon.
Okay.
Um,
Great.
so
So
my
what is that book about? Just a quick one. What is it about, the book?
it's a self-help book about,
Right.
really just stepping your game up when it comes down to your professional,
Right.
personal life, and just coupling everything that we deal with in life through a positive lens, a lens of thinking positive.
Mm.
Um, I used to co-own a magazine called Think Positive Magazine, and so I'm a positive thinker. And so, in the book,
Yes.
we just really um, teach people how to think positive. And so, my co-author, she was really working very diligently to try and get me on one of the last flights out of Puerto Rico to make it back to
Mm.
America. And she did that. I got on a flight, on the very last flight before they locked down the airport, came back to the States. Once I got back to the States, I still had a restaurant on my mind. So I knew that the Most High had me back in America for a reason. And
Mm.
so I just began to look for a restaurant space. And on my third day of being back in the States, I found my first location for what will become Jerk Soul.
Right.
Hmm.
So that is the history behind Jerkso, basically.
That's how it started.
Great. So I really want to know, have you like been to Africa before, or Ghana is actually the first country you travel to?
Yes. So I actually have never been to Ghana before. And the story that I just kind of mentioned, that was I guess the beginning of what would be leading me to Africa. Because after 4 years of being back in the States, I wanted to then actually leave again. You know, America is very America is very violent. America is especially towards the black man. the black people. You know, it's not a I know a lot of people around the world think America is just, you know, the best place on earth, but it is not for us. It's a bit of a nightmare. And so I knew that coming back to the States was going to be temporary for me. So 4 years later, I began to feel like, okay, I think it's time for me to leave again. And so last year of 2021, like I said, I started to feel the notion that it was time for me to leave. And so I started to look at other places to live. I started to consider the Caribbean islands again. But I didn't want to go through any more hurricanes. So, and that's a season that happens every year.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
yeah. So I didn't want to go through that again. So I started looking at South America. I started looking at Brazil and Belize. And then I started to see all of these wonderful people on YouTube
Mm,
detailing how they have made the move from America and now they live in Africa. And
wow.
that's when I started to think about Africa. It's like, wow, never really thought about Africa before, never really considered Africa. Um, and so I started seeing these people that had moved to the Gambia,
Right.
Tanzania,
Mm,
Kenya, South Africa, um, many places, but most of them had made a move to Ghana. And so I decided that I was actually going to be looking more so into the Gambia
mm,
until a really good friend of mine said, "Hey, you know, you're a businessman. Ghana is developing. Maybe you
mm,
should look into Ghana." And I
right.
said, "All right, I'll start looking into Ghana." And once I started looking into Ghana, you know, I began to meet people online, and it just kind of seems like many opportunities started to present themselves to me to actually make the move. And so,
Mm,
although I had never been to Africa before, although it never really has been a thought, last year in January of 2021, I decided to make the move. I got me a one-way ticket, and
oh, wow.
6 months later, I was on the continent.
Oh, Judah, Judah. One way ticket.
One-way ticket. Hmm.
Well, I'm sure lots of people going to learn something definitely about tonight's live because I always encourage people here to visit, a couple of times before
Hmm.
actually making the move. But when it comes to
Yes.
Judah, is another complete a story that is completely different. So I
Yeah.
really want you to expand a little bit on that because I don't want people to feel like, oh, okay, he's been there like a year now. He
Hmm.
owned one of, I would say, one of the best Caribbean restaurants in Ghana.
Hmm.
So is this is definitely doable. Like, let me know waste any time here in the UK or the US. Let me just book for that one way ticket and go and join Judah right there. So I really want you to go into more details when you come to accommodations, for example,
Hmm.
anything to do with how you're going to make it in Ghana smoothly when it comes to the
Yeah.
transition. I really want you to touch on that. Did you have like any connections like in Ghana prior to
Hmm.
you moving down there?
No, I didn't have any connections prior to
Okay.
me
Wow.
making the move. And listen, so I don't, I a lot of times I don't recommend that people do what I did.
Mm,
You know, I'm a trailblazer. You know what I'm
right.
saying? I don't have any fear
Mm,
of anything. So it doesn't scare me to make a move like this, right?
Okay.
So, but I wouldn't recommend that for everyone. I definitely recommend people go and or come and take that trip, take a couple trips,
Hmm.
check out the lay of the land, make some connections,
That's right.
and see how it is to live
Hmm.
in a certain country before you make the move. I understand that everybody's not like me.
Yeah.
I don't require those things. I don't require those things. All I need to do is hear from the Most High, and then I'm gone.
Hmm.
you
Wow.
know so but I didn't have any connections. I really started to make some connections once I
Okay.
decided to make the move. I started reaching out to people, expats that were already in
In
Ghana,
Ghana. Okay.
and so I
That's
started
a
to
good
reach out to
move.
those folks. And yeah, I found my home
Hmm.
by YouTube. I
Oh,
went on
okay.
YouTube, and yeah, there were agents on YouTube showing homes.
Wow.
And I was just like, oh, wow, okay. I just reached out to them on their email, and I reached out to them, and I secured my first home even before I made the move there. So once I got to Ghana, I went and I lived in a small village for a couple weeks, and then I moved
Okay.
right into my home.
Is very, very interesting. The fact that you just come across few channels on YouTube and people were talking
Mhm.
about different things. Some of them is just to showcase more like Ghana and what is going on there, or their personal journeys, stuff like that. And some of them they're putting house, on the market. Let's put it like that. And you trusted those
Yes.
people. So did you send money to them, or is once you are in Ghana you actually sort out anything to do with payment and things like that?
Well, what I did was one of the I met a young lady that that had already made the move maybe about 6 months before I did, and I had her to go and look at the place for me. She sent me some videos and pictures, and she thought it was really nice and everything, and I said okay. So even though I didn't know her very well at all, we had built a rapport over the phone and online. And so yes, I sent her the money so that she can go and pay for it for me. She actually signed the lease on my behalf as a witness. And then, of course, once I got on the land, I signed the lease. But I really just the people that I met them through social media.
Good.
Mhm.
Good. There is one question for you from Eternal Blossom. Why did you choose the restaurant business? And that is going hand in hand with the question I wanted to ask you regarding Jerk Soul. So, have you
Sure.
always like been in like the catering industry? Were you always someone that loved cooking, things like that, when it comes anything to do with food? Because she just wants to know as well, why did you choose the restaurant business?
Well, I'm an entrepreneur, so I have many different businesses. The culinary industry is just one of them. And so, but how I developed a passion for food is really my first job. When I was 16 years old, I got my first job working in a restaurant, which was McDonald's over in the States. And so I was a cook at 16. But even before I got my first job, being in Chicago, and my mom was a single mom, and so when she was at work and I would get out of school, and I would have my baby sister with me. I had to cook. I had to. That's how I learned how to cook, is watching my grandmother, or having to cook for myself and for my sister until my mom got home. And so I learned how to cook at a very early age, and then of course it was really easy for me to get into that industry in high school, and it just really continued from high school into college. So as I went to college, just to keep some money in my pocket, I would have cooking jobs. And so I remember, even just from the first job, I remember saying to myself, like, wow, I like how I like this industry, and I see that it makes a lot of money, and it's pretty fun. And so I remember when I was 16 saying that I'm going to have my own restaurant one day. And so even though I am a publisher, a writer, a sales professional, a social media professional,
Hmm.
um, I'm into real estate, I'm into trucking, I'm into a whole lot of things.
Oh,
But I'm
wow.
the type of individual that if I have a certain goal, and I had it
Mhm.
in the past, I do my best to make it come true before I leave this planet. And so one of the things that I wanted to do was have a restaurant. And I
Right.
said, I'm going to get me a restaurant. And there it is.
There it is in it. 1 year, like, for those of you that just joined the live, one of the best Caribbean restaurants. How did that happen in such a short period of time?
By the grace of God. I mean,
Hmm.
to be honest with you, I had no desire to come here and start doing what I was doing in America. I came
Okay.
here to rest.
Oh.
I came here to relax. I came here to retire, to be honest
Hmm.
with you. I was pretty much done. Um, Nobody in the States thought that I was going to know that, I'm a hard worker, and they know that, I'm going to pursue opportunities. But my idea was to come here and relax. And so I did that for about 6 months. I just
Okay.
did nothing, you
Hmm.
know.
Just a
But
good
then,
rest,
I felt
looking
like,
around. Good rest, looking around, chilling. And what happened after the six
yeah,
months?
just taking everything in, taking in the fact that I live in Africa now, you know what I mean? And that, because that's mind blowing to me. I mean, even today, I still wake up every
Hmm.
morning in awe that I live in Africa. Like, that's so amazing to me. Coming from where I'm from. And
Hmm.
so, but yeah, so 6 months later, after I got all my rest in, I felt like the Most High was pulling me towards Accra to start to look for a restaurant space. And
Wow.
so I found an initial space in Osu,
Hmm.
Accra. But at the last moment, that didn't work out. And
Okay.
so they ended up giving it to someone else.
Oh.
And so I remembered how I
Hmm.
met someone that told me that there was spaces available in a brand new mall on the edge of Accra in
Okay.
Oyarafa. Yeah, very, very close to the Abri Mountains. And so I
Okay.
decided to call those individuals,
Hmm.
and I had an opportunity to come out and, take a look at the space. And once I looked at when I saw the space, I was amazed at the beautiful view that it has. And I knew that if anyone would be able to
Hmm.
turn this into something great, it would be me.
Oh. So at the end of the day, what happened? The first place you're supposed to use, that's someone else took, that wasn't actually your place. So it ended up
Right.
working all perfectly well for you, finding a bigger space, beautiful
Yes.
location and everything. So that's really good. Why did
Yes.
you choose the name Jerk Soul?
So back in St. Louis,
Mm,
when I got to St. Louis from Puerto Rico, I was homeless at this point. I was sleeping on my friend's couch for a couple months. I didn't because
mm,
I moved to the Caribbean, but now that opportunity was gone. And so when
mhm.
I found myself back in the States, it wasn't like I had an apartment or anything to go to. So I
All
was
right.
just sleeping on a friend's couch.
Hmm.
And so on that couch is when the Most High gave me those two words, jerk soul. And
Hmm.
what the concept of jerk soul is a fusion,
Wow.
the fusion of two different cultures. Okay. Jerk is a way of cooking meats in Jamaica, a way of cooking meats in the Caribbean, right? And
Right.
so um, that's where the jerk came from. And then soul
Hmm.
is the type of food that, it's the name that we call the type of food that so-called African Americans eat in America, soul food. So that's why it's a fusion of Caribbean and a fusion of what we eat in America called soul food. That's why it's
Hmm.
jerk soul.
Good, beautiful name. I like the name, and uh, I'm sure people would love to know the location. You already touched on a little bit on that. You say Z Ofari. Okay, say the right the right name for the location, so people can actually know exactly where to go to.
Oyarafa. We are
Oh,
actually
Yarafa.
located.
Uh huh.
Oyarafa. Yes, yes. We're actually located on the rooftop of
Okay.
Oyarafa Mall. Oyarafa Mall is a newer mall. It's only about a year and a half old.
Okay.
And so yeah, and so it's a mall that's still growing, and we're gonna continue to help it grow. But we're located on the rooftop, and so we have a magnificent panoramic 360 view of the Abri Mountains.
Awesome. We're going to put all those details in the description box. I'm going to do that so you guys can take notes. And once you're in Ghana, of course, you know what you need to do. I don't have to tell you. So, when it comes to the different events, for example, because I follow you on Instagram, so I would love you to share the different events or soirees you organize throughout, like say weekdays and weekends.
Yes, yes. So even though Jerk Soul is only 4 months old, we just had our 4 month anniversary, right? So we're a very, very new restaurant here in Ghana. We're not new in America, but we're new here. And so now we're starting to do some live events. Definitely the folks here, many people love live entertainment and so forth. And so on Thursdays, we have a tribute Thursdays, which is what we do is we have a live band come in, and they actually will do a tribute to a certain artist. So, for instance, let's say Michael Jackson. So they'll do a lot of hits from Michael Jackson throughout that night, as well as an open mic for any spoken word artist to come up and get on the mic and show us their skills. Um, we also have on that same day ladies' night, where ladies can come in and whatever drink that they order, they get a free drink on us of the same kind that they already ordered. So that's what we do on Thursdays. And then on Fridays, we have a meet and greet. There's a lot of diaspora here in Ghana. And so what we want to do is we want to provide a place that the diaspora can come to and meet each other, so that they can network with each other, so that they can talk about their experiences, talk about what skill sets that they have that they are lending and adding value to Ghana, what businesses that they have, so that we can link up together and start to continue to add value to the people here as well as the continent. So we do that on Fridays, and we have a DJ. We got a grill that we cooking some fabulous jerk chicken on. And then on Sundays, we have a brunch that we also have live entertainment as well. So if you're ever in Ghana, if you're ever in Accra, come on down to Oyarafa and check out Jerk Soul.
Yes, thanks so much, Judah, for sharing all those juicy information with us. Very important for, not only diasporans, but also continental, I would say, yes, because some people will be coming from Ivory Coast to taste your the jerk chicken or, all the great dishes you
Yes.
have out there. So it's good also to network and enjoy the good food as well. Then what I
Mhm.
want you to also, share a little bit about is the different challenges, because as a business owner now in a completely different setting, another country, what challenges have you faced?
Yes. I wouldn't say that I've faced very many challenges. I would venture to even say that it has been easier opening up a business here than it is in the States. But I would have to say that the biggest challenge that I've had is, just getting things done in a timely manner. So for instance, the folks that were tasked with doing or building furniture for me, for instance, I was told a certain time frame, and of course they, once that time frame came and went, they were not able to do what they told me that they were going to do in the time that they said that they were going to do it. And so that kind of delayed me in opening the restaurant. I actually ended up opening the restaurant 3 months late,
Okay.
and I had already paid for rent for those 3 months.
3 months.
And
Wow.
so I definitely started off behind the 8 ball, and so
Hmm.
but it's okay, we're catching up.
Definitely, definitely. Let's quickly see if I can share a little bit about Jexo on the screen. Let's quickly do that.
I'm sorry, one more time.
I'm just going to try and show a little bit, the inside of Jexo for people to have some
Oh,
idea
okay.
about how pretty, beautiful the place is.
Yes.
I know them move that way. Don't make me move that way. Me, I know one sleep for highway. For you cross, got look your sideways. Me, I know come look us for child's play. So I say, them they find me. I believe you did a great but we have support. Thank you for coming.
Okay, guys. That's just a little bit about Jerk Soul.
Yes.
Uh, 1 second, guys. Judah, can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Okay, 1 second. Because I can't see you right here.
I can see you.
Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on my side then. But
Mhm.
yeah, Judah, well, I really want you as well to share with us, and that is one of the reason why I really can't stop saying the importance of us patronizing our businesses. I know, like once you are there, you have some employees for sure. You are creating jobs. So I would like you to, if you don't
Yes.
mind, share with us how many people are you working with? Currently, like your employees, how many people do you have?
Yeah, sure. Well, I really think that it's very important to add value to um, the community. And so, even before I began to employ people, what I did was started to, really go up into the mountains and go certain different places to really find individuals that are going to be able to help me to build Jerk Soul, right? So I immediately started adding value to the local economy here by employing
Mm,
about four different local people and local companies to help me to build my furniture, to help me build my bar, to help me
right.
build my tables, my chairs. And so I started to do that, and I'm really glad that I did that because these individuals were very happy to work with someone like me, and and they did well financially by working with me. And so once we got open, of course, I'm hired two managers, and these are people from the diaspora, but my whole staff outside of my staff outside of my leadership team are all local individuals. So collectively, I probably have about 10.
Hmm.
I have about 10 employees.
1 second, yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm having some problem here. But can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I hear some distortion.
Okay. Okay, Judah.
Okay, are you back? I think you're back.
Okay. I don't know if I'm echoing on your end.
It's on
Is it
my
okay?
end.
No. Am I echoing?
Yeah, you're echoing. Yes,
Okay.
but I can hear you though.
Okay, yeah. So Judah, go ahead and share what you're doing with the locals, because it's very important. Once we have brothers and sisters that move from this side to Africa, not only like making good life for themselves, but also you know uh, contributing, helping the locals. That's a very, very important aspect.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's very important to help out the local people and the local economy. And so I definitely support them by not only hiring them, but I also support them in the fact that I get a lot of my produce from local markets. So, for instance, today, not only just today, but throughout the week, I go to local markets and I will purchase all of my fruits, all of my vegetables. Instead of going to some big supermarket or some big foreign owned place where everything is just sky high and imported. I like to keep as much produce local as possible. The same thing with the meats that I use. I use local farmers that are able to give me nice, fresh, juicy chicken and beef. And so I really think it's really important to help out in that way as well, not just hiring my staff from the local community, but also sourcing my meats and my produce from local markets as well.
Okay. Am I good? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. Awesome. So what is that one dish you going to say when we visit Jackson we should have?
Well, it's a Caribbean restaurant, so you got to get the jerk chicken.
Uh-oh.
If you're the type of person that eats meat, if you eat meat, you got to try the jerk chicken. That's really what it's all about. There's a lot of different fusions. We even take a local dish. A famous local dish is jollof rice, right? And so, since we are a fusion restaurant, we like to fuse the Caribbean with other cultures. We'll fuse the Caribbean with Italian. We'll fuse the Caribbean with Mexican food. We'll fuse it with soul food. And so me being here now, I was like, okay, I got to have some kind of a fusion of the Caribbean and Africa. And so I came up with not only jollof, but jerk jollof, where we'll take jollof rice and then we'll take our jerk chicken and we'll throw in some onions and peppers and our famous jerk sauce, toss it around, and then top the rice with the jerk chicken. And voila, there you have jerk jollof. And actually, it's our number one seller.
Amazing. I'm sure that's one dish for sure I'm going to start with.
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you see Jerk Soul in the next 5 years?
Well, in the next 5 years, I really anticipate Jerk Soul being the largest, most successful diaspora-owned restaurant in the country of Ghana. That's where I see it.
Yes, that will come to pass. Not only Ghana, but I'd love to
Oh
see
no,
Jerk Soul in every African country. That is my wish for
that's
you.
right. That's right. I agree.
So my viewers, they always like to know about budgeting when it comes to visiting any African country. Now you're in Ghana. In terms of accommodation, transport, food, how much will you say roughly? Everyone's lifestyle is different, but how much will you say
Yeah.
roughly people should, like, let's say a single person, for example, should
Yeah.
budget for?
Well, it really depends. It really depends on how you want to live, because I believe here in Ghana you can live however you want to live. If you got enough money and you want to live a lavish lifestyle, you can do that. Or you can come here and you can live a modest lifestyle, like most people here, and you won't need a lot of money. You know, I know people that have moved to Ghana with literally $2,000 or $3,000, and within a year or two, they had 2 or 3 businesses making profit. So, but when they came, they wasn't spending all of their money on frivolous things. They were living modestly, right? And so it really depends on the person, but I would always suggest, just being modest and being frugal with your funds. And sometimes you got to treat yourself, right? You want to treat yourself to things that you may be used to back at home, and that's okay. But your money will stretch longer, when you come here and you know and like I said, how I source my produce, right? It's the same way of, just a regular person living their life, because I could go shopping for my home, for my refrigerator. I could go shopping at some big Lebanese owned supermarket, or I can go and shop at a local market, okay, and get all of the nice organic fresh fruits.
Yeah, it frozen a little bit, but we can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I always just recommend individuals saving their money for when God gives you a business idea, instead of spending all of your money on frivolous things, especially just eating out and stuff like that. Because when the diaspora comes to whatever country that they come to in Africa, one of the best things that they can do is start to look for land, because that's not really something that we are able to do in America. We're not able to buy land. And even if you let's say if you buy your own home, you buy your own home in America, you don't really own that home, even though you've spent money for it, because of the taxes, and they can take your home at any time. So here it's not like that. Here, you can truly own your land. You can truly own your home. There's a lot of opportunity for business development. So I think it's better suited for an individual to put their money into those types of opportunities versus spending money on things that will not bring you an income. So living modestly is the best thing to do.
Living modestly, that is a good advice. You have a YouTube channel. Tell us first, what is the name of your channel? Tell the viewers, and what should people expect, on your channel?
Yes. Well, the name of the YouTube channel is Judah with an apostrophe S, Judah's Exodus. The reason why I named it Judah's Exodus is because in the Bible, it was prophesied that that one of the 12 tribes of Israel, the tribe of Judah, would have to go into slavery for 400 years, and they would get scattered all across the four corners of the earth. But in the end times, the Most High would call the tribe of Judah back to their original homeland. And so that there would be an exodus out of their land of captivity back to their homeland. And so that's what's happening now. A lot of people don't understand why there's so many diaspora from, Mexico and the Caribbean and America and the UK and the Netherlands. There's so many Black people leaving all of these four corners of the earth, and they're coming back to the continent because this is the tribe of Judah making an exodus, coming back home. So that's the name of my channel, Judah's Exodus. And so when an individual goes to my YouTube page, they'll just see me documenting my move from America to Africa.
Okay. What do you love about Ghana? What do you love
Say
about
it again.
Ghana? What do you love about Ghana?
Oh, I love the so two things. I love the peace that I have been able to experience here. That's peace is one of the biggest reasons why a person moves from America to a place like this, because that's the land of our captivity, and there's no peace for us. There is no rest for us there. You know what I'm saying? And so I've been able to come here and experience true peace. The other thing is just communing with the people. Wow. These are very peaceful people, right? And so I'm teaching them something, and they're teaching me something. They're teaching me more patience. They're teaching me how to be more peaceful. I'm very wound up. White supremacy will have you mad, for lack of a better term. And so, a lot of us, when we come here, we're very wound up. We're very traumatized. After 400 years of captivity, you're going to be traumatized, and our trauma has been untreated. So the best thing that we can do is leave and come to a place where maybe you can experience some peace. So peace would have to be the best thing that I've experienced here in Ghana.
Thank you. So if there is one thing you can change in Ghana, what would that be and why?
Well, I always joke around and say that I'm going to be the first diaspora president of Ghana. Because, coming from the West, of course, the infrastructure there is solid, right? Yeah. It's very progressive. So when I come here and I see certain things that can easily be fixed, it kind of makes me think like, wow, I know how you can fix all of this traffic that you guys have. I know how you can easily fix these roads that are so crazy and bumpy, right? I know how you can have a better infrastructure for your electricity and your lights and your Wi-Fi, right? Your mail delivery system, having addresses and all those kind of things, covering up your sewer systems. Your sewer system so that there's less mosquitoes, which means less malaria. There's a lot of different things that can be tweaked, that can be fixed. But to answer your question, I would have to say the number one thing probably would be it would have to be the roads.
The roads.
It would have to be the roads. Yeah.
It's just
it would have to be the roads.
Of, our countries. Yeah. So that's definitely a good one.
When I become president, When I
Yeah,
become president, I'm fixing all of the roads.
that would be good. It's so
Mhm.
important for diasporans to work with continental brothers and sisters so we can fix things
Yes,
ourselves, and we are
that's right.
capable to do all those things if we come together and work together in respect and try to, listen and pay attention to what the other person have to bring, on the table. So thanks so much for
Absolutely.
sharing that. What advice would you give to the diasporans?
Yeah. The advice that I would give to the diaspora would be to, at the very least,
Hmm.
buy a plane ticket and come to the continent. It's just that simple. Some of us believe, oh, we can't afford to move here, we can't afford to even visit, blah blah blah. That's not true. My plane ticket here was not much at all.
Hmm.
So we spend a lot of money on frivolous things, but we definitely can, spend money on a plane ticket. And so that's what I would say. I would say book you a ticket, come
Hmm.
out and experience some of this peace that I know that you need. Get a plane ticket.
Guys, get a plane ticket. And if you
Now,
are also blessed, like Judah, make it a one way.
make it a one way.
Yeah. So, Judah, I'm just going to quickly summarize the key points of our interviews to our brothers and sisters, the Francophone one, and then we're going to round up. But thanks so much, for everything you shared tonight with us. And
Yes.
definitely, I'm sure people will be going home with so much, to think about and know that this is definitely doable. Is about us know exactly
Yes.
what we want, connect, with
Mhm.
the right people, and then make the move.
That's
So,
right.
comme je l'ai dit au départ, notre frère ici, Judah, c'est un entrepreneur. Il est le propriétaire du restaurant Jerk Soul. Donc, si vous visitez le Accra un jour, il faut visiter son restaurant. Et c'est très important qu'on soutienne nos frères et sœurs qui ont des business parce que là, il a partagé qu'il travaille avec, il a, je crois, 6 employés comme ça. Judah, is it 6 the numbers of your employees? Roughly.
The numbers of what?
Your employees in
Oh,
Jackson.
but between 8 and 10.
Oh, d'accord, ok. So, là, c'est à peu près entre 8 et 10 personnes qui travaillent pour ce frère. Donc, imaginez un peu si une autre sœur, un autre frère, aussi, ils ont leur business, que ce soit à Accra, que ce soit à Abidjan ou Lomé, et on soutient ces business, ils vont créer plus de jobs pour d'autres frères et sœurs sur le continent. Donc, c'est pour ça, c'est très important de soutenir nos business afin qu'ils ne mettent pas les clés sous la porte. Donc, il a aussi sa chaîne YouTube que je vais mettre dans la barre de description. Allez simplement, qui s'appelle Judah Exodus. Donc, allez, abonnez-vous et partagez aussi son histoire vraiment inspirante avec d'autres personnes parce qu'il a seulement booké un ticket aller simple. Et là, disons, en un an exactement, il a son propre restaurant là-bas et tout se passe très bien pour lui. Donc, c'est faisable, c'est possible. Et ce qu'il a conseillé aussi, c'est que il a quelques groupes et puis aussi sur l'Internet, il s'est connecté avec des gens. Donc, ça l'a beaucoup aidé aussi. Donc, j'espère que le live de ce soir vous a quand même, vous avez appris quelque chose. Et si vous êtes nouveau, n'oubliez pas de partager ce live. Abonnez-vous aussi et à très, très bientôt. So, Judah, thanks so much for sharing your inspiring story with us tonight. Is there anything you like to say before we end the live? I want you to tell people where can they find you?
Yeah, sure. You can find me on Instagram, jerk JERK_soul SOUL. You can definitely subscribe to my YouTube page, which is Judah JUDAH' Exodus, Judah's Exodus. You can also find us on Facebook as well. And so I definitely want to thank you for having me on tonight. It's been a pleasure and an honor meeting you and speaking with you. I think you have a wonderful smile. I love what you're doing here with your channel. And I appreciate you making such a channel for the diaspora to talk about their experiences. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Judah, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
So, guys, thanks so much for tuning in tonight, and I will see you all next week with another amazing guest as usual. So please share this live with family and friends. Subscribe if you are new here, and I will see you all next week. Take care for now. Good night. Bonne soirée.